happy to come help me choreograph a new routine when I called him up. And then one thing led to another, and next thing you know, he's at my place, and, you know.
Oh my goodness. He slept with his own teacher. Oh. Hi. How are you doing? I'm back. The Buff Bin Stuff Show, aka if Kerry Von Erich had a skin fade and was black or mixed race or caramel complexion, his name would be Buff Bin Stuffed. And it's nice to see you all again, and you know what? I deserve a much better ovation than the one I just got. Is that all I'm getting? Come on subscribers, come on YouTube. We can do much better than that. Let's start again. That's it, there we go. Woo! Alright, that's it. Everyone here, there's no one here. Person walking the dog, neighbours staring at me. Come on, that's it, come on people. Yeah, I love every single one of you. I love you all. No, you're the man. No, you're the man. Anyways, what did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about WWE. I wanted to talk about The Miz, because if you've been watching Raw lately, you would have noticed that they have been turning The Miz babyface, and that's a very interesting thing to talk about. And the other thing would be the John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Lee, Vicky Guerrero thing, but I think perhaps I'll stick with The Miz and do that video later on. So, The Miz a babyface. I have mixed feelings on that, and I want to know what everyone else thinks about that. Really, the question is, can he succeed as a babyface, or is he just a natural heel? And I, myself, have always felt that Miz was a natural heel. He just has that natural, annoying quality about him, which is a good thing for a heel. And he is trying, they've been trying to do things with him. I don't think he ever fully recovered from his WWE title reign. And I think that's one of the problems as to why it might be harder for him to be a babyface in a lot of ways. So, let's backtrack all the way back to 2006 when he was on TV for the first time. And they kind of tried to make him a babyface, a tongue-in-cheek babyface, but it didn't work. And then what happened was they just kind of turned him heel. And it seemed to be a better fit for him. And then he eventually, about a year later, was in a tag team with John Morrison. And I thought, if anything, that was the best role for him to be in. And he had that very entertaining Dirt Sheet program with with John Morrison. And I thought they were, very good, very compatible, good chemistry. I enjoyed their stuff. I felt it was a good role for The Miz. And a lot of people back then would say that the single star of the group would be John Morrison. And I could agree with that, and I could see why people would say that. However, I always felt that Miz was the charisma of the team, whereas Morrison was more of the in-ring flashy worker of the team. So it was a good combination of two things that kind of one was missing and the other one didn't have. However, give me 2 seconds while I have a sip of this gorgeous tea. God, I'm so English, aren't I? Okay, so Miz and Morrison as a team. Miz eventually, they split up. Miz starts to gain headway as a singles wrestler. And the one strength that he has is his mouth. And that was what was giving him the most headway. And he was cutting promos on Cena. And they're really getting everyone's attention. And kind of in almost a similar Chael Sonnen-like fashion with Anderson Silva started to gain that momentum. And it looked like the WWE was very stagnant. But Miz was very fresh at the time and very interesting, and there was a lot of momentum going his way, and they had the match with him and Cena, and that's where the first thing happened. The first problem happened. They didn't give him any credibility. Cena destroyed him in 5 minutes. That was it, completely done. And then Cena beat him again, and then he lost his job, and then he came back as the Calgary Kid, unmasked. It was The Miz. He got his job back, got hot-shotted into the US title, which was the perfect belt for him. Cut a fabulous promo that one of my friends, Mr. GTR, hi by the way, loves. And I mean, it's a great promo that he did, where he talked about JBL and talked about people in the locker room throwing him out and all of those things, and how he used all of that animosity to fuel him to become a better performer. And then it looked like, again to me, that Miz was a guy that they could and should do something with. And he was put in a feud with Daniel Bryan. He was his mentor and he was his rookie. Well, Miz the rookie. God, it should have been Miz the rookie, Brian the pro, but it was the other way around. But it was done deliberately. And one of the things in that feud that you'll notice is they kind of labelled Miz a joke. Like, you know, he's not very good. He's just kind of here by fluke. Why is he coaching Daniel Bryan? And a lot of the promos that his adversaries did on him, they would all have that same thing, that Miz is a joke, Miz isn't very good, Miz is a reality star, Miz is a guy that just wants to be on TV. The thing is, as they kept doing that, they might have thought that was good for the character, but they were sending out a message. And if you, as I said before in a previous video about Daniel Bryan, when you keep sending out a particular message about someone, eventually fans start to buy into it. And they kept doing it with The Miz. And now, I do know, as a smart fan, Miz's strengths are in his talking and in his way he projects himself and how he looks. His strengths are not in his in-ring wrestling. Not to say that he's a bad wrestler, because he's not a bad wrestler. He's an okay wrestler. But he doesn't have that kind of credibility with the fans. And as time went by, and he became hotter and hotter as a star, summer of 2010, won the Money in the Bank, and I thought that was a wise move to make. Why not see it? Why not see if it works? He had more credibility before he cashed in the belt than he did afterwards, in my opinion, cashed in the contract. Because I felt that when he cashed in the contract and was the champion, they did not think to themselves that Miz needs two kinds of credibility. He needs the smart mark credibility, where fans know that he can deliver a main event matchup, give them that kind of match they want to see, you know, in the ring. And from a markish standpoint, he didn't have that. Fans didn't necessarily buy into him as this is the top guy in the company. And when you look back in history, and you look at what they're doing now, or you look back in history, if they had done the same thing with Triple H back in 99, 2000, Triple H wouldn't be the performer and star that he became. And you have a guy like The Miz, and it was like, no one was really kind of taking that attitude with him. They just kept presenting him as a joke. When Cena did promos on him, he would just laugh at him like he was a nobody. And then he had the matches with Randy Orton, and Randy Orton didn't want to be a babyface, which was quite selfish because, you know, let's help the other guy catch on. And Randy Orton was very, very, you know, phoning it in his matches with Miz in a lot of ways, and very reluctant to be a babyface, and it made things harder for Miz. Then we get to WrestleMania, and he was an afterthought. He was in the main event, but he was an afterthought. And I think this is one of the things that's going to hurt him, you know, fans wanting to fully embrace and cheer for him as the next big babyface guy, next big babyface going up against the CM Punks and the Big Shows and the Mark Henrys, etc., etc. He had the WrestleMania main event, and RVD Tito for Life said it best, that when he came out, we said, you know what, I haven't liked him before, but maybe he'll prove me wrong. And they have that awesome video package. That awesome video package. It was great. The match happens, and it is, to be honest with you, one of the most flat, disappointing, disjointed main events in WrestleMania history I've ever seen. If you go back and watch my video, you can see it in my demeanor and in my tone. And I said, you cannot have another WrestleMania match like that. And then after that, he kind of just about wins by fluke. Then he's treated like a joke the next night on Raw by Cena, and then he loses the belt like he's he gets beaten like a complete nobody. And then on the next match, a match that my friend again, Mr. GTR, loves to laugh at, there's that no holds barred match where he's just whacking Cena around with the kendo sticks, and Cena's doing that ridiculous kick, as he's getting hit, which looks cartoonish. And then as soon as Cena makes his Superman comeback and runs after him, not selling the fact that he's been, getting whacked around for the last 20 minutes, and then grabs Miz, puts him in one hold, Miz taps in a few seconds, completely underscores that this is not a guy that we should have faith in. And the guy's kind of struggled ever since. I think that one of the reasons why the Survivor Series match didn't do as well as they would hope in terms of pay-per-view and getting attendance for The Rock's comeback is that Cena destroyed Miz and R-Truth every week. Did he really need to bring in The Rock to help him? And again, that's not helping. That might help Cena, but it doesn't help The Miz. And then we fast forward to now, and they're kind of changing things around. They want to put Dolph Ziggler in as a potential main eventer, and they've done a hell of a job doing that, haven't they? And, you know, repackaging Jack Swagger and trying to do all these things. And now one of the things they're trying to do is turn the Miz babyface. And can that work? I think that they've done more harm than they have done good with him. They've presented him like a joke, as I've said in previous comments. They've not kind of given him that credibility. And the other thing is, and I know a lot of people will say this, when I mention him as champion, they're like, him? Really? And these are fans that watched during the Attitude Era. And they're just like, I don't see it. He's not tough. He's not tough. How can he just, I don't buy into it. I don't buy into him as champion. And now he's supposed to be this flashy babyface that's going to get everyone on his side. How's it going to work? WWE are going to have to really work on the formula. I mean, they've got Miz starring in the Marine 3. I mean, I don't know how the hell he's going to pull that off. God bless him, but how the hell is he going to convince you if he's a Marine? I mean, Cena can do it. What makes you think that Miz can? But him turning babyface, I mean, that's the thing. You can see it there. He's going to have to make people believe in him. But that's the thing. Is this actually a genuine babyface turn? Or is this going to be a swerve at Survivor Series? Are we going to see the annual Survivor Series screwjob finish? And what I mean by that is Miz protested to be on Mick Foley's team. He's going to be on the team. How do we know that he's not going to turn on the team and he was on Mole for Team Ziggler to kind of help them win? So it could be that, or it could be that he actually genuinely is turning babyface. And there have been rumours, if you believe them, that they want to re-push the Miz and rebuild him and re-establish him, and perhaps turning him babyface is the way to do it. Could he do it? I hope so. Can he prove people like me wrong? I really hope so. Look, I don't want to be someone that's always like, oh, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, and constantly have bad things to pick on and pick apart. I would rather sit there and go, you know what, you've proved me wrong and this is really entertaining to watch, and I want to share it with everyone. And I hope it's the latter rather than the former. Anyways, and I hope that was the correct usage of those terms. I'm going to stop right there for a few seconds, have a sip of my tea, and now it's up to you to write some comments. You tell me, can Miz succeed as a babyface? How's he going to do it? Can he kind of project that tough guy aura? It's kind of hilarious, like me talking about someone being a believable tough guy, and I'm someone that sits and watches Glee all the time. But can Miz be a successful babyface? Is this going to be a genuine babyface turn? Would you buy into him as a babyface? And what do you think worked against him on his lead-in to the main event picture? And what would you have done to have changed that? Write some comments, let me know what you think, and I will hopefully get back to you very soon. I've got some more videos planned. Looking forward to the UFC tomorrow morning, or tomorrow night, and I'm going to head off. Hopefully I'll run into Gym Girl again and she won't taunt me with her voluptuous body. And I will see you all soon. So, take care.